Good morning everyone, welcome to another episode of True Pirate Tales. My name's Ash Kirkham, this is Gunter and today we're talking about being a skiing instructor in the 60s. Now first of all, if we can ask you guys to please like and subscribe, it would really help us grow this channel. Roll intro. When did you become a skiing instructor?
Well, I think mid-60s. Because in Europe, I used to race Class A in Europe.
Class A?
I wasn't teaching at all.
What do you mean Class A?
Well, in order to reach Class A, over there you start off at first it's age groups. Okay, there's like youth, and then there's man 1, man 2. You know, depending on the age. And after you qualify with that, if you want to go further, there's what they call a qualification race. There's a national team racer, like Olympian, who sets the pace in 3 races, and they give you a certain percentage, not too big, behind it. You have to be in all 3 of them to qualify, and then you move up to Class A. And the advantage of Class A is that your numbers are being picked. So if you have 150 racers, you know that number 99 or 80 or whatever, you are at the beginning. They put you in a hat, and then they pull the number, so you have a better slope conditions.
Ah.
Especially when the snow is soft, it's like doing a bobsled sometimes. You even ski on grass sometimes, in the you know.
Gotcha. Okay. So how old were you when you started skiing?
Well, in Austria, where I'm from, they say we are born on skis. Yeah.
Okay, so you started skiing really young as a child.
Yeah, you start between the legs, so you're an old man, you know.
Fair enough. And what was the pay like back then for teaching people how to ski?
Well, if I remember right, they paid us $150 a week, plus room and board in one place, TPT No, and then the tips, of course, and the tips usually were, you know.
Okay, well I had a question about tips, and my question is, what was the biggest tip you ever received?
Well, I would don't remember that.
No, you don't remember the biggest one you got? No? Okay.
$200-300 a week, something.
Okay, but that's made up of multiple tips, is it?
Yeah, of
okay,
course.
so you'd get almost twice what you were being paid through the tip side of things. Okay, well that's fantastic. I mean, it was that kind of industry, was it, where it was looked at to be a tipping service?
Right,
You know?
tipping,
Yeah. Cool. What's the coldest conditions you experienced whilst you were skiing?
60 below.
60 below. Are we talking Fahrenheit or are we talking centigrade?
No, I think it was centigrade.
Oh, really? Holy shit. Okay, that really
Well,
is
it
cold.
was 40 below plus the wind chill factor.
Yeah, okay.
And the wind would be sometimes so hard I could stay on a bunny slope, put my hands out, and they blow me uphill.
Oh, wow.
So you multiply that with 40 below.
Yeah. Oh, so you'd be skiing in some pretty gnarly conditions then.
Yeah, I had 5 toes and both ears frozen 2nd degree.
Okay, wow. You're gonna have to tell me a little bit more about that then. So you got frostbite, did you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and you
When
said...
I was in the mountain division in the Army and went to sleep in snow, so I...
Okay, so you didn't get it skiing. You got that in the
both.
both.
Oh, yeah.
Both.
Well, you have 5 hours out there teaching, and
Yeah.
It was not exactly a picnic.
Okay, and so when you got the frostbite in on your toes and your ears, you said, yeah.
A lot of hands too.
So fingers, toes, ears.
The pain was brutal in the thing.
Really.
Yeah, I instruct the girls will cry when they warm up.
Okay, so out of 10, what are you giving that pain-wise as on a scale?
I would say a 6.
A 6 out of 10. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's getting up there.
Oh,
And what did you need to do when you actually got it? When you got frostbite, how did you need to treat it?
Well, I warm them up, and well, later on, I had to go to the doctor, and they gave me cream for circulation and all this. You had to.
This was much later, was it? This is.
No, I was still when I was.
Okay, good.
And you have to have bath with cold and hot, anything to improve the circulation. Yeah.
Okay, so you would just get into the habit of looking after, yeah. But you
But
were
I
still
was-
working whilst you had the
Oh,
frostbite.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, the problem with that, it wasn't that frostbite to stop me from skiing, continue. It was my back.
It was your back.
Yeah, the pain was excruciating,
Talking lower back.
lower back.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I would ski for 2 hours, and then I had a hard time to get my car because the pain was so bad.
Okay. And you say that you got your bad back from having accidents or
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So tell me about a few of the accidents. You ever run into a tree?
No.
No.
My brother was the one who hit the tree. I always missed him.
Okay. But your brother hit a tree one time, did he?
Yeah, my brother. Well, he got killed in an avalanche.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
yeah, he was sort of accident prone.
Wow.
I missed the tree, and then she hit it.
Well, and yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man. So you lost your brother to an avalanche.
Yep.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, there were 12 people, and they skied in a closed area. They weren't supposed to, and all 12, 6 of them survived, 6 of them didn't. Unfortunately, my brother was one of them.
Wow. Wow. That's so sad. What was the worst injury you ever incurred whilst skiing?
Actually,
Apart from the frostbite?
No, actually very little.
Very little.
I busted my ankle once because we were skiing in the well. It was cold, it was foggy, and well, my buddies, they want to go and drink some schnapps. And as I came to ski, I didn't want to go to go to the bar. And I hit a cow trail, and that time I had blizzard skis, and I broke them right underneath the binding, and the ski tip ripped my nose open.
Really?
And, yeah.
So that was from a broken ski.
Yep.
So you broke the ski and it hit you in the face. Wow.
And the ankle was busted.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
First
Wow.
day ski.
First day of skiing.
Yeah, so I went to the doctor. I said, "Doctor, how long?" And he said, "Well, about a month." I said, "It's unacceptable."
Ha.
So I just taped my ankle, grabbed my skis, put the ski boot on, and went up, started skiing, and never stopped.
Okay. So you carried on even with that.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't really surprise me very much. Did you ever have a student that received an injury?
Not that I recall.
No, so there was
yeah.
never a time that you had to get someone down the mountain, no? Okay, good.
Well, I had to keep from them getting frostbite. Like we had to, as instructors, we had to face the wind. The students were facing me, so we kept. And you had to watch for frostbites. When you start getting white spots, that's the frostbites you had to go in. The problem was in the east, it wasn't dry cold. It was wet cold, and that goes to your bones.
Yeah, it's the big difference between
Yeah,
dry,
I
cold,
could
and
sit
wet.
in a bar for 2 hours, and the cold still comes out. My knees are still numb.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Wow. Well, I know you had fun whilst you did your skiing,
Oh,
because
that's an understatement.
it's an understatement. Okay, so
You
what
know,
do you?
I love some of the.
Yeah, sure. So what do you consider your time skiing? You said this a little earlier when I turned up this morning. It was the best time in your life.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You see some skiing shots. They've been in many magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this was one of my major passions, jumping. That's called a Geländesprung. This the stuff that's what used to get me off.
Ah,
Yeah.
so that was the real racing.
That's the real racing.
Yeah.
That's the famous honeycomb. The mouse trap here is 80%. You jump in from the top with about 30 degrees, and then you fly over 100 feet, and then you hit 80. And 80 miles an hour easy.
Easy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So how long would one of these races last?
2.5 minutes.
2.5
3
minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can see all the jumps. There's the wipeout.
So comparing the equipment that I'm seeing in this magazine, did you have similar stuff? Did you have similar
Yeah,
equipment and
oh, yeah.
similar clothing? And yeah, okay.
That's why you also have a lot of celebrities there.
One of my questions that I had was, did you ever meet anyone famous? Whilst,
Of
whilst
course.
you were,
Yeah.
So who out of all the people you ever met, is there anyone that sticks in your mind as the?
Well, actually, the brother from Schranz, who was 5 times world champion, he was in the army in my room.
Oh. Did you ever meet anyone that I would know, or any of our viewers, or no?
No, you're too young.
Oh, too young, too young.
That's one way to get in shape too, when running in the water.
Yes. You definitely look in shape.
Oh yeah. That's 200 pounds there. There was a polar bear club.
Polar bear club.
For entertainment.
Nice, for entertainment. That's so funny.
That's the way we got up there. That's one of the lifts in Vermont.
Okay, cool. Because again, I was, one of my other questions was, when you're going up to these really high ski slopes, did you have lifts?
Yeah.
And
well, not when I started.
not when you started.
No, when I started, my old man used to carry me 3 hours walking up the mountain.
So you would just have skis on back, and you would be hiking up the mountain.
That's a real beauty there.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Is this your home? Is this your home?
No, it's close to my home.
Okay. It's a beautiful
Oh,
area.
yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, for sure.
This is one of our beautiful mountains. Very nice climbing too. Here you got the different names of the different mountains.
Yeah. So on the different peaks, one of your jumps. So tell me about your jumps. Are you making these jumps?
Yeah, we used to make them.
It doesn't. I mean, you look like you're getting enough air on that
yeah.
kind of jump. So, and this is this you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is you.
Oh, yeah. This is some of my medals I had with the White Star ski, and that's my Army medal. That's the Austrian sport and tune decoration I got a whole bunch. That's Italy, and it's Lago di Garda. You can see those cliffs, and they got the roads right blasted in there.
Okay.
That's what I used to do, to work out.
Is this where you would do some of your cliff jumping as well?
No.
No?
That's a 1,000-foot drop.
Yeah, that's
a little too high for my
little
cliff
too
jump.
high.
Yeah. That's the beginning. That's my buddies and me there. We still had the old long tongue binding.
It doesn't look like you're wearing very much. Like, it looks like you got a normal jacket on.
No.
Like, I would wear more in the winter in Wales, I'm like, yeah, it doesn't look like very much protective clothing for the conditions.
That's one of the area ones at home. That's the lift to get up there. That's the Olympics, where they had the Olympics.
Okay, and that shows.
Super skiing.
This is showing you the lines that they take. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's really cool.
That's my hometown in the winter too. That's where I won the town championships.
So just down here.
2.5 minutes from top to the bottom.
2.5 minutes, top to bottom,
Right.
and you won that championship.
Yeah, twice.
And so is this your town?
Yeah, that wasn't the last town.
That was the last town that you lived in. That was wow.
That's in the States.
Yeah, you can tell you're going fast.
No, not really.
No?
No,
No, there's a lot of motion blur in that shot.
that's demonstration, demo stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you always wear red?
No,
Okay. So what's the most memorable event that you had whilst skiing?
well, there was one of them, and I wish I had the song Wipeout as a background.
Really?
Yeah, it was one of those qualification races, and the problem was that my brother took us to the race with his Volkswagen, and we had the strangest fog I've ever seen. It was only 10 feet thick. If you stood on top of the car, you could see the mountains 10 miles ahead. But you sat in the car, you had to look out sideways to see where the road is.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
so we couldn't go fast, so we got there pretty late. And in downhill, they give you practice runs.
Okay.
So we went up, and well, my buddy was a little slower than me, so I gave him a little head start, and then I took off. And well, there were some people standing in a gate where I was supposed to cut it high, and well, I had to go the wrong way, and there were two big walls, big bumps. And while I managed to clear the first one, the second one I lost it.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like this deep, and my buddy crashed before me. He broke a few of his ribs and
Oh, no.
smashed his face. So the guy, the gate chief of the slopes, was helping him. So he was with the back to me, and he didn't see me coming. So I plowed into the guys with, I don't know, 50 miles an hour.
Oh.
And all I could feel was I hit something, and then I was airborne, and then I fell into something really soft. And I couldn't see, and after a crash like this, you're scared to move, so you start with little finger, that's okay, hand, it's okay, elbow, ooh.
Ooh. So you did injure your elbow in that accident?
Comparably to the wipeout, it was nothing,
Okay.
because they even stopped the tramway because my crash was so spectacular.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So they put a
That's
hold
what
on.
he told me later, yeah.
They put a hold
Yeah.
on skiing.
So what happened was, here's the guy laying on top of me screaming. I don't know if I broke his legs or not, but they had to carry him straight to the hospital.
Okay.
You know, but I couldn't see it because I had the helmet who was down here, and my eyelashes froze close to pick.
Oh wow.
So it took me a while before I could see.
Oh,
you know,
wow.
And then I see the guy, and he was screaming his head off, and he was hurt. Yeah.
So did Mountain Rescue come and get him?
No, it was the bottom.
Oh, you were already at the bottom. Okay, good place to be when.
So I said, well, if I don't do it again, I'm not gonna race the next day. Forget it. So I had to walk all the way back up, did it again. Yeah. And next day I did race. Yeah.
Okay, so 5 minutes later you were walking back up the mountain to do it again.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
You have to.
That's crazy.
You have to.
Okay.
Because you lose your nerves. That's it.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that, but I mean, like you say, the guy that you ran into, you know, broke a few ribs and maybe a leg,
I never heard about him after.
and you had something with your elbow, but you
Yeah.
you decided I got to get back up there and I got to go again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the next day you raced.
Yep.
And how did you do in the race?
Pretty good.
Yeah. Okay,
I
great.
qualified.
You qualified. Okay, cool. That's awesome. How many times did you win a race?
A few times.
A few times. Yeah. Cool. So you got some gold medals somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. That's always good to win. What's the highest altitude you think you've ever been to?
Oh, 12, 15,000, I guess.
Okay, 15,000 feet.
Yeah.
So what was the worst type of weather conditions that you got caught out in? Because you must have been on the slopes
Well,
pretty regularly.
a
so
whiteout is brutal.
A whiteout. So explain a whiteout. You mean where like a
Well,
blizzard?
you lose all sense of perception. You don't know what's up, you don't know what's down.
But you're talking about snow, right? Like so, it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
snowing, and it's snowing so heavily that it's.
Well,
you
not
can't-
necessarily snowing heavy. It's just a light.
Okay, but it's again like a fog,
Yeah.
so you can't see anything.
No.
No, and you can just get lost up in the mountains.
Yeah, once I was practicing slalom on top of the mountain, and at that time we didn't have those fancy tip-away bowls and all they got now. We had hardwood. I mean, this thick, 2-inch diameter with a steel point at the bottom.
Oh,
Yeah.
talking for your skiing rods.
No, they were your slalom poles.
Oh, the slalom poles.
Yeah.
Sorry, so you're talking
You
about
hit
the
them
poles.
with,
Oh,
You
okay.
hit them with 30, 40 miles an hour.
Wow, so they're not like what we have these days, where they're like some
No,
little,
that's-
aluminium rod that is very thin and light.
I used
and,
to have
you know.
black and blue shoulders. And even with the padded gloves, you still knock the skin off your gloves, off your knuckles.
If you hit
yeah.
it with okay,
If
yeah,
you hit them, I mean,
of course. Well, that's the thing with slalom, right? Is you're using that as the point to turn, right?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, wow,
Yeah, one time I lost my vision. That was scary.
yeah.
Yeah, I got one slalom pole went between my legs, and the next one hit me on the head. And next thing I know, I don't know if you remember the old projectors, when suddenly the pictures start jumping.
Yeah.
Well, that was my vision.
Oh, really?
Well, I'm on top of the mountain, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's going to be dark at 5. And I couldn't see. And there was a guy below me, and he said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Well, you look like a monkey. You're jumping."
No
But I
way.
was lucky. After 10 minutes, it went back to normal. But that was weird.
So what did you really enjoy about the skiing? It was the speed, or it
Well,
was
not necessarily the speed. It was the beauty of it. I mean, some of the shots you're gonna see it like coming down a powder slope, knee-deep powder, champagne powder, I call it, preferably. It's like you can explain it to a non-skier.
yeah. No, I can
I would
imagine.
say it's close to orgasm as you can come. Yeah.
Well, okay, we'll leave it at that then.
I mean, like I told you, I'm no singer, but I can ski, I can yodel when he get me on skis. It's such an exorbitant feeling.
Yeah, and there's no other way.
Ain't no such high in diving. Yeah.
Okay,
No.
you eventually then left these cold climates.
Well,
and
my back just gave me too much trouble.
So it was, because I know from my experience of having lower back pain, that when I started diving, it really helped my lower back. But when you left those cold climates, and obviously we don't have snow here, we don't have mountains here, we're as flat as a pancake. But did you ever transition into water skiing?
I would say dabble.
Okay, so you tried
I
it.
won't call it, yeah. Actually, I got a picture there somewhere where with Fathom Expeditions, we made our own water skis.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, out
Yeah,
of what?
we used to, well, 1x12 boards,
Yeah.
some a little bigger than this.
Yeah.
And we nailed 2 different size sneakers on top, and then we skied with that. And a piece of plywood in front.
Oh, that's
That was
fantastic.
yeah.
And so you made that on the Fathom expedition oh wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, I had friends in Canada, they were skiing barefoot, so
I've seen videos of that, but again, I think I struggle to get up on skis.
one of them busted his eardrum. When I met him, he had a bandage this big.
Really?
Yeah, and then the other one, his wetsuit, he ripped his wetsuit right off and hit the water.
Wow, they must have been going pretty fast.
Of course,
Yeah.
40, 50 miles an hour. Yeah, the first time they pulled me behind it, it snapped the handle right out of my hand. It was so much power.
Yeah,
So I had to use a reverse grip.
okay.
Yeah.
One of the questions that I have here is do you miss it? Do you miss
Oh,
skiing?
yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Something that was such a huge part of your life.
Well, it's some of the greatest times in my life.
Yeah.
Not to forget the après ski too. I mean,
Not to forget the what?
the après ski.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The social life, the food,
Yeah, the parties. From what I
the snow
understand,
bunnies.
the snow bunnies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, from what I understand, the skiing
It's
life.
it's a good crowd.
It's a good crowd.
Oh, it's a good crowd.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic. So
Skied all day.
when was the last time you went back?
Oh, shoot. Probably 2 decades ago.
2 decades ago. Okay, so probably when you were
Yeah, they
around
wanted
60.
to go in and eat and stuff. They say, I came here to ski. I skied. Gotta keep in shape.
Yes, of course, and some of the pictures that we've seen in here, you can see that that's definitely at the forefront of your mind is staying fit and healthy.
Well, that's why I do my 200 push-ups before breakfast and
Yeah.
ride the bike all day. And
Yeah.
there we go.
Well, I think that's all we've got time for today.
There we go.
Thanks for watching another episode of True Pirate Tales. If there's anything that I didn't ask Gunter that you would have liked to ask him yourself, please put those comments in the section below. And if we have time next week, I will cover those with Gunter. Until then, take care.